Man, network is your network. Like, that's real every time, but it's not who you know, it's who knows you. But, little side note, NFTs also work as a poor man's trademark and a poor man's copyright. Because it proves when it was created, who created it, and it was the first one created. If you create the best you possible, you can help a million more people than you struggling to help who's around you right now. And sadly, sometimes the people around you right now, you're trying to help and think that they're the perfect people. They're not going to be here in a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. Sense, because, bro, I'm selfish. I couldn't afford Balenciaga when I was in middle school and high school. That's the manufacturer I went to for these.
Damn.
The same person that was doing all the hoodies and sweats for Balenciaga 2004 to 2012 is good right now, or I need to move it closer?
No, it's good. I just wanted to make sure.
All right, perfect.
Are we rolling already?
Yeah.
All right, bet we rolling. You want to introduce or
you
got
can
it?
go, yeah.
Hey, what's up? Another episode of Passion to Profits podcast. We're here with my boy Cam. I call him Coach Cam, you know,
sir.
Crypto mogul. He got his own fashion brand. Pretty much, he's the connecting piece between a lot of things that I've seen in LA and I've gone to. I go into rooms. He's there before me. I don't know how. We ain't hit him up. I ain't talked to him. He's just there. So a little bit of a renaissance man, but we're happy to have you, bro.
Man, I appreciate y'all having me out. This is great.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Appreciate it. You could keep going on what we were just talking about.
Oh, yeah. I mean, shit.
Or shit, let's take it from the top.
Yeah, I'll let y'all
so,
run
yeah,
it.
yeah. So, where are you from?
I was born in Florida, but I'm a military brat, so all over the U.S. I claim the Midwest, so I say I'm from Cleveland if anybody asks, but...
Okay, so I got it right. We were talking about, I was like, I'm pretty sure he's from Cleveland. I was like, but he's a man all over,
hey,
bro.
Once you get through the Midwest, it builds you a little different. Midwest is a different type of energy.
It is.
What's the energy?
People are real blunt and honest. They don't got time to fake it, but you got a small town, so everybody knows everybody. You can't hide nothing. If you want to act fake, they're going to find out and the whole town knows. And then you come to L.A. and everybody here is
that's what money's
trying
built
to be
on.
what their Instagram shows instead of who they really are. So, I mean, it's crazy.
How is the military brat life like, home or place to place?
Because both these guys, well, he was in the Marines. You're in the reserves, right?
I'm in the Marine Reserve right now.
Okay.
Growing up, I hated it because I moved every 3 years. When you're young, you get your friends. You're like, oh, we're best friends forever. And then you got to leave. We didn't have phones when we were young. So you think I'm going to send you a letter when I'm 7 years old? It's not happening. I'm sorry.
You had to call the house phone and be like, oh, can Cam talk?
Right.
No.
And I'm not doing all that. And you start to realize people grow distant. But then you get older and now you make those calls to someone you haven't talked to in 5 years. And I have a home I can stay in 6 different states when I travel instead of having to go and get a hotel or any of this because I built relationships in all these places.
That's my slogan. I just had to cut you off. Relationships are currency if you know how to build them properly.
Man, network is your network. Like that's real every time, but it's not who you know, it's who knows you. If you can walk into a room and 10 people notice you because they know you and you never said a word, you spent no energy and said hi to 10 different people. If you got to go up and walk up like, hey, I know you, remember me? Hey, remember me? You just did all this work for the same effect. So it's really just build that energy, trust in yourself, and stop chasing the love. It's like a relationship. We all done got our heart broke chasing a girl instead of, oh, shit, I found one. That's nice.
Because at some point you stop chasing and start attracting. You know what I mean? You start being, instead of chasing after what you want, you start being the best version of yourself, and you ultimately end up attracting who is supposed to be in your life. And then I'm a big believer on like the people that are supposed to be in your life will just be in your life. You don't got to make no effort. Like, how many times have I hit you up? It's like, yeah, boom, 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 easy, you're there. But I got some people from the hood that are back home that say they love me, and I know they do. But at the end of the day, it's like, do your actions match your words?
Life changes things. I mean, shit, we've done missed link ups and I saw you 2 days later on accident.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
I mean, it's life puts people around you too. And a big thing with that is realizing your value. Oftentimes, until you realize your value, you're going to chase a lot of things to try to force that.
Yeah.
Once you realize, no, I'm valuable, they have to recognize it. Mm-hmm. Sooner or later, they're going to see it. I just got to believe it. Then you get those real relationships. And you find people that actually care about you and not, I hope they care about me, so you're trying to please everybody.
And see, that's such an abstract like thought to people that haven't lived that or been through the experience, because until you are going through experiences where that negatively impacts you, trying to chase people and do stuff, which most people go through, but by society, you know, movies, TV shows, all the things they put out there is if you want the girl, you got to go get them, you know, all these different romantic comedies. But at the end of the day, life works a little bit differently, right?
Oh, yeah.
And that's kind of like what it goes back to. But anyways, let's get back on track, because there's something about you that I've always wanted to ask. how did you come to like the Cam that we see sitting in front of us right now? All those different like isms that you just spit right now. How did you come about that way of thinking?
Honestly, that was on my journey to finding my value. One of my friends called me Coach Cam, and me having a background in basketball and being an athlete, it stuck.
Yeah.
But being a coach, you don't see March Madness highlights where the coach goes and makes the game-winning shot.
No.
He's got the right people in the right places. And so I kind of just embodied that role. I invested a lot into a lot of other people. Like one of my best friends, Quentin Hatchett. He made music. I was in college when he did his first show, and I never got to see him perform. When I came home, I'm like, screw it. I'm going to build a show to see him perform. Wow. And it worked. So it was always investing in other people. And honestly, 2 years after all the craziness, living and making other people's dreams come true, I realized, I can do this for me. I can build what I want, and it'll affect other people and inspire other people. So honestly, it was being selfless, thinking that I had to impress or do stuff for everybody else, and realizing I can do all these things I never knew I could.
Did you hit a low spot in order to find that
that high?
That high, or that self-value and that self-worth?
Yeah, and it's a crazy story, and I can't truly get into all the details, but
yeah.
I had an LA experience where I got robbed, and I lost $50K in a week just because of that experience. I got robbed, and then I had to pay back the person who I had the merchandise for. It was just a very unfortunate situation, but looking back on it after all the tragedy, it's like, damn, I actually made it through losing $50,000.
Yeah.
I don't know how I did it. Then I had to go retrace. I can still make it back on track. But it took me hitting rock bottom, feeling like I can't do this again. I got to quit everything. I got to change, to realize, wait, everything I was leading up to allowed me to have this failure and still come out and be able to at least, be on the ground running and not be stuck in a crazy situation. And being in LA, sadly, you hear about getting robbed all the time. You think, it's never going to happen to me. And then it does, and it just shocks you. You're like, oh, wow.
Perspective change.
But after that, it's, most people don't even know this. Most of my best friends never found out. So I just kind of had to put that front on, and how do I show people I'm valuable while I'm feeling like I'm worth nothing?
Yeah.
And it finally showed me, like, I can do this. So, I mean, you definitely hit a rock bottom.
What does Selfless Cam do now, or how does it feel now?
Oh, now it's amazing. Like, I just had the opportunity with a clothing brand to give away $500. And that's something, there are days where I wish I had $500 to my name before. So being able to give that away, it's like, wow, I grew a lot of steps. Selfless now is making trips out to shows, knowing, okay, this artist is pushing hard. Like a couple shows for him, he never asked me to go, but I had to be there because I see the way that he pushes, the way he inspires and dedicates himself. Selflessly, I'm supporting him, but all of this is selfish, seeing he motivates me because I'm not an artist, but it takes so much effort to do that. How did you create that?
And that selflessness is still a foundation of who you truly are at your core.
Oh yeah.
So when we get into your clothes and how you do that and how you give back, that's just it's still there, which is amazing. Cause I don't know, sometimes I struggle with being selfless as well. And then kind of right now in my life, right now today, I'm just damn, it's time
it
to
hits
get
different when it
it's
finally,
time to get a little stingy.
Yeah.
But that's still, the core, it's still back there. And my goal is overall to just give back. But right now, I think it's time to be a little stingy.
Well, I mean, and the biggest thing to learn when being selfish is you have to be selfish. If you create the best you possible, you can help a million more people than you struggling to help who's around you right now. And sadly, sometimes the people around you right now, you're trying to help and think that they're the perfect people. They're not going to be here in a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years.
And that's kind of how it was with me too, because we're pretty much the same way in that aspect, which we've talked about a million times. And it's I gain satisfaction off seeing the people around me win. So we're going to do that naturally. But at a certain spot, I realize, I got a lot of energy going out and there ain't none coming back in. It'd be cool if I had another Danny around, or if I had Cam around all the time, we moving and shaking. That ain't possible. But it's I don't. So at the end of the day, I had to look in the mirror and have a conversation with myself. Hey, bro, why don't you feel like you're worth it? Because that's really what it comes down to. You would put that energy into yourself immediately if you really felt that self-worth. So it may be connected to a whole bunch of childhood trauma, blah, blah, blah. But either way, as a man, I had to be okay, well, I can't do nothing about the past, but I could do something about the future. I'm going to have to say no unapologetically. If I say, hey, I got to get off the phone, back in the day, I got to get off the phone. Hey, but I'll call you right back. And I got to get off the phone because X, Y, and Z. Now it's hey, bro, I got to get off the phone. I'll hit you later. It's not I don't got to explain myself.
Yeah, you don't have to have a reason all the time. if they understand, they do. But often that comes to learning too. Like I'm a very physical learner. So I didn't realize how much energy people took from me until one of my good friends said, we live a 2-cup lifestyle. If you fill up 1 cup with all your energy and the other one's empty, you can pour into other people's cups all day long. But if you have an empty cup, how are you going to pour into it? Once you pour and empty out, if no one's pouring into your cups, you can't help anyone else.
Damn.
Nobody's helping you anymore. How do you refill a cup when all you know how to do is put it into others?
Yeah.
So sooner or later, you have to learn.
See, that's why I call him Coach Cam, ladies and gentlemen. He's teaching, he's dropping isms.
So you got to be able to bring people back in that are, or bring the energy back around you that like people pour back into your cup.
You have to learn how to be an asshole and be proud of it. Because like when you're being selfless, you feel awful saying, no, I'm the best. I have to do this for me. I can't help you. I feel like I'm failing people. I'm letting you down.
Yeah,
but when I
facts.
realize I'm going to say this for 6 months, and after 6 months, I'm going to be able to change your life. I'm going to be able to do so much for what I believe in and the situation I'm building that I can put everyone in a situation instead of, yeah, here's $100 for right now. Sorry, that's all I could do. Or, hey, here's this. I would rather build for 6 months and say, hey, I can give you a job for 3 months. I know it's not your role, but if you can make it happen, you're getting paid. I got you.
Yeah, it's like if you buy someone a fish dinner, they can eat for the night, or I can teach you how to fish and you can eat for a lifetime.
Exactly. But when do you teach yourself how to fish?
Facts. That's crazy.
You're like, oh, I'll go fishing with my friends. Do you go fishing alone?
I'm learning.
Just with that analogy, a lot of people will do it with others, but they forget to do it for themselves.
Exactly.
I created Coach Cam for everybody else.
God damn. He's
And
dropping.
then I finally was like, oh, I can do this for me.
And it's like a light bulb went off because you're biased against yourself. It's like it's almost like when people are asking you for business advice for their own business. Oh, I got a million ideas, but when it comes to my artistry, I'm like, oh, should I do this? Should I do that? Like it's a weird dynamic. You know, have you guys ever experienced that with like stuff that you care about? Like maybe let's say your app or this podcast or whatever. Like if it was somebody else asking you about the podcast, it'd be easy to give them advice. But since it's actually yours, it's like you're more hesitant and apprehensive and like which way to go.
I mean, that's why I think I'm very bad at that because I try to give people like so much advice and like I already know the answer for everything I need because I give it out, but I won't take it.
It's like you know where you need.
I won't take it. He knows.
It's like
take advice.
It's like you know where you need to go, but you don't know how to get there. You know what I'm saying? And I get that because we get into when we're talking about business shit, we're going back and forth, and it's because we're both alphas. We got that alpha mentality. Who likes being told what to do? Nobody. And then I already come off a little bit aggressive when I'm talking, but it's just because I'm passionate. I don't mean to be like, I'm telling you what to do. But at the end of the day, it's like when I've been through something and I've seen so many people do other things and I've learned off mistakes. And then it's like, I see you do it. It's because I care. Like, oh, he's doing X, Y, and Z. And we've gotten on a good like page where it's like, oh, okay, yeah, I know he's talking to me X, Y. And same with you when you're giving me advice. And I'm like the same way. I'm like, okay, but it's also we respect each other because we like to play devil's advocate because we want to be ready for shit that's going on. And I feel like that attests to the same type of shit that we're talking about right now. For real.
And for the record, I mean, like, I don't like naively or disrespectfully like not take the advice, but it's just one of those stubborn things, right? Like where you're like, damn, like they are right. You do know what to do, but sometimes you're just like, shit. I really, like you said, physical. I need to feel that shit for real on my own.
Or you don't understand it 100%.
As an alpha, though, it's very difficult to take advice from other alphas.
Yeah, like
because you're trying to be the alpha.
When did y'all have that switch to you got to accept that I might not know everything as an alpha and I can learn when I'm having these conversations?
Oh, no, 100%.
Because I definitely had that I got to prove that I know something
Light bulb
mentality for a while.
No, yeah, I don't. No, it's not that. It's more just like, yo, if you're like.
Probably the first 23 years of my life. Like 23 years of my life, I was like, I got to go into this room and tell everybody what I know, show them how smart I are, pretty much lay out my fucking big ass cock on the table and say, look at this, you know?
Hey, you got to put your balls on the table and not care what somebody say.
Exactly.
My pops used to say it all the time.
And it's like, it got to that.
You're not confident.
It got to that point where I was like, because I had a perception of like, oh, well, if I come into this room and I look stupid, like people aren't going to respect me. That was my fear. That's still my worst fear. But then I realized I was thinking about it all wrong. When I go into a room and I'm more open, they're like, oh, I almost get more respect because I'm coming off open, and it's like it gives off more alpha. You know what I mean? When people know they can already feel it. When you're alpha, you don't need to explain it, and if you do have to explain it, you're not the alpha. You know what I'm saying? So when they know that, but you're still acting like really humble and like, oh yeah, what can you teach me? What do I need to know? Or just asking questions like that in general, bro, it makes you it garnishes more respect from somebody. It's kind of weird. It's like the opposite how you would honestly think about it. But either way, we're getting way off topic. I told you we could talk with this motherfucker forever.
Yeah.
But let's circle back to how you found yourself in LA and when you got here.
Okay, so being
California.
a military brat, I moved around all the time. My senior year of high school, my dad got stationed out here to San Diego, Camp Pendleton. So I come out to Great Oak and Temecula. I have 1 year of basketball, 1 year of high school. I go through my senior year in LA, and then after that, I'm gone. I go to Washington, come back because of COVID, and I just have all my friends here. I'm like, all right, what can I do?
Why'd you go back to Washington?
I played college basketball. So
okay.
So I was out Eastern Washington. I went JUCO, played at Wenatchee Valley. Then I was at Walla Walla University to finish up.
Okay.
COVID hit, so you can be successful without a degree. I got associates. I don't got degrees. Drake said that, but I almost made them less than a year away. But COVID hit, and I'm not doing online classes, man. I couldn't. But also with that, I'm so used to being around people. COVID forced me to learn how to build community online, how to build events low key but with the right people, because obviously you can't have events publicly in COVID.
Yeah.
I'm a little reckless. I'm sorry, Mom. Don't watch this.
You got to pay the bills one way or the other.
Oh, but I mean, I wish it was that. COVID, the Airbnb prices were drastically cheaper.
Crazy.
I could get a mansion out there for $100 a night instead of $1,000 a night, and we can turn up.
And you like how they raised that shit slow too.
But
when the shit opened back up, it was cool. But then,
but that's what built my realization of I can digitally build a community, and that's where the marketing came in. That's where NFTs came in. During COVID is when we had a big crypto bull market. So, I mean, I was making good money on crypto during COVID.
Is that when you got into it, or have you always been into the crypto?
That's when I got into publicly speaking about it.
Ah, okay.
I was never rich enough to go and say, hey, I'm going to invest $10,000 and make $1 million.
Yeah.
Because then I can prove I'm successful.
Yeah.
I'd turned $100,000 or $100 to $1,000 multiple times. I'd flip $20 to $400 or $500 in a day. So I'm just moving around crypto. It was just for me, and I never took it serious like a job, because I was always taught 9 to 5 is real work.
And you didn't realize that connection yet.
Oh, not at all. Until NFTs really boomed off and was in a public eye, I didn't realize the community behind crypto. Because I was an athlete, so I wasn't in the Reddit chats.
Yeah.
I wasn't over here on Twitter all the time, so I
still
didn't
not in
see
the
the
Reddit chats. I need
communities.
to be.
So, I didn't notice the community it had until NFTs came out. And then luckily I understood communities. I was a nerd. I dove into it.
Discord.
I got blessed and got to speak at crypto.com arena, which is still Staples. Anybody that says crypto.com, you're ugly. But I got to speak for NFT LA at crypto.com arena. And so it's just like, wow, this is bigger than me. And so when you get put onto a stage, you kind of are forced to step out of the I'm not good enough mentality.
Yeah, you have to.
So where are you at right now currently with crypto? What's your favorite cryptos right now?
I mean, obviously right now Bitcoin is killing everything. When it comes to being starting out in your crypto space, you need to educate yourself on Bitcoin. Almost everything follows that trend. I'm big on the Avalanche blockchain right now. There's a lot of growth in it. A lot. The all-time high for Avalanche, I think, was right around 140, and we're sitting around $50, $60 right now. Most of these coins are going to go and hit their all-time high again. Bitcoin, I think you got like a 30% increase you can have. So definitely invest. 30% gain is great.
What about, have you heard of ICP? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Oh, Insane
Internet
Clown
Computer
Posse?
Protocol?
Yeah.
Hey, that one too.
Insane Clown
But,
Posse, or was I?
no,
It's a
they're
crypto.
Yeah, that
that's it.
cryptocurrency is big on data. So when you're looking, especially in this day and age, data runs everything. Content needs data. Sound needs data. Everything's running digitally. So if you can have a better way to store data, you can transfer data quicker, and you're more secure with data, you're winning.
It's a game changer.
And that's a big thing that they're now, obviously a lot of these crypto tokens lack education. Most people don't know what they do, how they can work, but there's a huge upside. Anything with data, right now you want to look at AI, energy storage, crazy, and then gamification. Like you guys asked about Metaverse earlier.
Yeah.
How often do you hear the Metaverse come up in conversations today? Maybe 2 years ago it was every day.
Never.
Literally, yeah.
So once we get that public knowledge, that day-to-day knowledge, like the Metaverse is Instagram, where it comes up in conversation, then it's really going to be used, and be like, we're going to make a lot of money for anybody that's a part of it now. Mm-hmm. But most people don't know about it.
Yeah, bro.
I think we're still less than 15% of the U.S. is actively invested, trading, or educating themselves on crypto.
That's like how I was like during COVID. It was like they were talking about Web 3.0 and shit like that, and those stuff. Like I don't even really like. Maybe at one time I did have the concept of it because I was really trying to figure it out. Because I'm just like you. I was like, fuck it. If there's money to be made and I could get it, I ain't trying to leave no money on the table. That's for damn sure. But like the Web 3.0 shit, that shit like really spun me for a loop. Do you know about that or no?
It's just to dumb it down. Think of go all the way back in time. Web 1, physical transportation of like knowledge, data, whatever it might be. Web 2, somebody's still sending it. It's created somewhere and there's a quote unquote third party sender. Mm-hmm. You create something online, you send the product to your person, right?
Yeah.
Web 3, you can create, distribute, pay, everything all in one system. So like let's say an NFT. I don't have to get off of that website. If I'm blockchain, let's think website. I don't have to get off that website to build it, to receive it, to send it, or to have it. Your NFT can be all done in one ecosystem.
So it's like
obviously there's access to some NFTs. You have to go to real life events or you get products. So that is still a web or a layer 2, a web 2.
It's really a way to integrate the community to let people know like product knowledge.
Imagine.
You know what I mean?
So you don't believe that NFTs are done with?
No, not at all.
Because I mean, obviously there was the big, and there's a bunch of like those. I guess like there's a bunch of like those shitcoin NFTs where it's like people just made a bunch of.
And those again go to knowledge. People looked at NFTs like they were a currency. They were like, "Oh, I'm gonna buy this and make money no matter what." What if I tell you an NFT is a gym membership? Do you go walk back into the gym 2 years later and say, "Hey, pay me back everything I earned from my workouts"?
Yeah, no.
You have to use it.
Exactly.
If it's going to be valuable to you, you have to use it. People jumped into these like Bored Apes. You had people that weren't rich, couldn't afford to go and take a flight to go to these events, but saved everything and put their money together for this $250,000 NFT because they thought, "Oh, I'm gonna make $1 million." Most people made money because they went to those events, met with Steph Curry, met with Snoop Dogg, who was one of the people, the spokespeople for it, and got information from them or built with them. They got put into those rooms to have direct conversation. But if I can't use that access, if I can't get to that gym, how the hell is that going to be valuable for me?
Not.
So once people start to realize I have to use the perks of it, I have to do things that I have to use the community and educate myself. Yeah, because like I have NFTs that I made no money on selling, but that saved me money, way more money than I spent on it. Like there was a Solana project called Not Okay Bears. They come with, there was, what was it? They had online Zoom therapy classes. So if I go in and say I want to claim therapy, I can go and anonymously go and have 5 free Zoom therapy hours. Yeah. They also have all this shit in LA and Vegas where you get discounts on meals. I went to Vegas and spent $5 on buffets in the casinos. Full buffets. I was spending $5.
Because of that project?
Exactly. Because you go in, I go in their ecosystem. They have a code. And the first 500 people that use the code get this discount. So I go claim the discount. Instead of paying $50 on a buffet, I paid $5. So there's $45 back already. I spent $100 on the NFT and I already made half my money back. Then I got a free event that they took me to where I got to meet millionaires and billionaires, which obviously they're there to make you guys feel special. But if you have a proper conversation with someone like that, your whole life changes. So it's giving you opportunities. You buy an NFT, I can't promise you'll make anything. But if you utilize the access it gives you, the community it gives you, you're going to gain some value. When you start a podcast, if you just sit down and don't talk to anybody and say, I have a podcast, but never do it, do you gain anything? If you start filming, if you start bringing guests, you create community, you never know what happens from that. So it's that same concept. It's a business at the end of the day. An NFT is a community. If the community doesn't have value, neither does that picture. But little side note, NFTs also work as a poor man's trademark and a poor man's copyright, because it proves when it was created, who created it, and it was the first one created. So like for a logo, if you can't afford your copyright or your trademark, OpenSea, take a picture of it, make it an NFT, put it on the blockchain, and that right there holds in court.
So people that are stupid, the people that are dumb like me, what's OpenSea?
OpenSea is a marketplace where you can buy and sell NFTs.
Okay, bet.
So same way that we have Amazon for regular products, OpenSea is it started as the Ethereum-based marketplace for NFTs, but they've integrated to where you can get Ethereum, Solana. I think they have AVAX available on there now too, so you can do a lot. Yeah, NFTs and crypto is crazy. We're starting a bull market right now, so if you are not invested,
ICP.
yes, ICP is a great one. Anything with technology or data.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's
You
plenty
think
of them.
ICP goes back to its all-time high?
It's passing it. Almost all of
Passing
these
it?
tokens, if it's still alive through
Bro, if it
this
passes
bear
it.
market, we're good. That's why I'm so big on AVAX. We have 57% before the all-time high last I checked.
I'll be buying the house next door if ICP goes all-time high.
Oh my gosh.
I'll tell you right now.
Hey, look.
I bought a Solana last April for $8. I bought 30 of them, and I didn't need the money. I did not need the money. I think it was like $500 or something. I put like $500-600 in a Solana, like in between $8 and $20, and I got impatient, and I was just like, why did I do that? I didn't need the money. I was not pulling the money out to go nothing. I just was like, I'm just gonna sell it. I don't need the money.
See, that's the
I
danger
sold
of
it
it.
for like $22, $12.
Forget about it.
It just hit 220.
A lot of these, if you're doing your knowledge and your your research and you're actually knowledgeable about these projects and you're like, oh, it's got a quick run, that's when you do that.
Yeah.
But like these big products, Solana's already in the main public eye. So AVAX is getting there. You got Ethereum's already there. Bitcoin's already there. Those projects, which I'm a smoker, so I use this analogy. I call them blunt projects. You go smoke a blunt and don't think you're getting that money back. You forget about it. You pay your money for whatever it is and it's gone. If you can do that, do the same with those coins. Put your money in and don't expect to get nothing back yet. Invest in that. Bitcoin, you can make $1,000 in a month. Great. You can make $1 million in 5 years if you just forget about it.
That's like how it was, because I own maybe 20 Solana NFTs, based NFTs, and one of them that were big were the baby apes.
Yeah.
Remember those? And so because it was my boy that was putting all that shit together, so he got me on and he was like, hey, we're going to have this fat ass party in LA, big ass mansion, blah, blah, blah. Either way, I got my first introduction to somebody that a company that distributes music, a distribution company, and I still use them to this day based off that NFT, being able to go to that party, and that's who I work with to this day when I do my shit and I drop my music.
Is net worth.
Exactly. That's where people when I'm dropping music and it's getting these numbers, but then they kind of look at my because I may only have 10,000 followers online, they're like, oh, it's fake. You know what I mean? But no, it's about the relationships you build. Hey, there's still people that are cool in real life. You might not know it, but it's the Instagram or social media really just solidifies that. Because these days you meet somebody and they go, oh, okay, they're not nothing. But at the end of the day, if you know how to talk, you know how to chop it up, you know how to make people feel good, that gets your foot in the door. Now I can prove my value. You know what I mean? And I'm a big believer about that. And that's something that we connected on when we first met, because that's just the whole name to your game. You know what I'm saying? You go in and also being of pure heart, and you want to connect people. You want to make sure that they have that. You know what I'm saying? And it's that's something I feel is really important. A little compliment side note, but keep on going. But yeah, obviously the Solana stuff was big. I still got my NFTs, but
crypto, everything's going to be growing.
Yeah.
Like I said, we're still part of the first 15%. Do you want to be the top 15% of richest people in the world right now?
Yeah.
What if I tell you the first 15%? Most of those wealthy families were the first percentage of something. That's why they own and
Everything.
hold so much power in it.
Yeah.
So talking crypto, what's your take on the meme coins right now? Because when I first got into crypto, I was big on those, Dogecoin, Shiba Inu, all that stuff.
That's how I started living in LA.
Yeah.
Doge, I made that one on accident. So I was on Robinhood and I was like, okay, anything I can't actually invest in stocks, I'm just gonna put all the change in this Dogecoin because it's 0.00000
Exactly.
whatever.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know what this is, but whatever. So I'm just putting all my change in it. I think it was $28, something like that around. Turned into almost $8,000 in 3 days with Doge. I'm like, whoa,
$28?
$28. And that's how early I was investing in it, on accident. If I would have actually researched what I was putting my money in, $100 would have made me $100,000 in a night, and I would have never questioned it again. But that was the first 3 days. So that's when Doge hit, I think it was 7 cents, is when I made my 8,000. Doge went up to 69 cents for a couple seconds. Like I think it was like a whole 2 hours to hit 69 cents.
And everybody jumped.
I pulled out
like,
at
let me make this
61
money.
cents.
Oh, so you didn't pull out?
I didn't pull everything out because I'm a big believer in let your free money be free money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when my
facts.
$28 had hit that, almost 6-figure number, I'm like, oh yeah, let me leave a couple thousand in and I'm gonna go live off of this real quick. And obviously I didn't believe in meme coins. I thought it was a fluke. So I didn't invest in more. I didn't go and educate in more. I was like, oh shit. Okay. Well, I'm good for a little bit.
Yeah.
Then I started
shit out of
hearing
it for
about
sure.
Shiba. Shiba started going. So I started investing a little bit in this. And then I saw Safe Moon and Safe Earth. I made a bag off of Safe Moon and Safe Earth.
Yeah.
Those were
Knew
crazy.
it, bro. I had an inkling.
Bro, I haven't had a job in almost 7 years now because I've been almost living off of crypto, which works incredibly until LA changes their tenant policies and you have to have consistent income to prove it, or you have
How
to
do you do that?
I'm blessed to have a girlfriend. Thank you, baby. I appreciate you. But yeah,
Relationships are currency.
but living in Washington obviously was a lot easier to rent. So I was just, hey, I can prove how much I got. Okay, cool. You pay the rent, you're good.
Yeah.
Coming out here, honestly, if I would have had to move on my own recently, I would have had to go get a job, or I have to prove that I had. I think they wanted me to prove 120,000 in savings over the last 10 months. So I'm like, yeah,
And nobody can live.
I'm not doing that with crypto. If
Yeah.
I'm living off it, I'm not saving it like that. So it makes it difficult in that aspect. But if you do go build a business off of it, obviously, if you take that money and you start a company, now you have a quote unquote job you can show wherever you're living. But I had to learn that.
What if you were to put up an LLC and just say that you're a trader? Then you could,
Absolutely.
you know,
Because then you can start it as an
self-employed.
agency. You can say that you're teaching. As an LLC, it allows you to obviously do your research and don't go outside the box, but you get to claim what you're doing.
Yeah.
You can give it value. If I come in and I say I like to talk to people and give them ideas, that sounds nice and whatever. But if I say I'm a creative director, that's the same damn thing. I just gave myself a title.
Yeah, exactly.
If I build an LLC, I give myself titles.
Exactly.
So now I can look at that different. And now instead of me pulling out profits, I can pay profits out to the employee, which is myself or one of my peoples that are working with me. And now not only do I get to avoid a lot of the capital gains taxes, but I can claim that as a depreciation. And you also have consistent income you can showcase through your company.
Facts.
So, I mean, that helps a lot. Getting an LLC and really building something from it, that's what you should do with crypto.
Yeah, this was my first tax season with an LLC, and we have a massive, amazing loss, and I love it.
It's crazy when you first see it because it's like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah.
But once you realize you only get hit because you've done so much, you're like, okay, that's kind of impressive.
And then I mean, for me, because I could defer it from my W-2 income. So it's like now I'm really just getting all that money back.
Hey, the government's
See?
listening.
Because
The government's listening, Fred.
It would
Don't
be
give
one
up
thing
all
if
your
I just
drawing.
had the LLC and I took an L, but I have nothing to, I have no other income to come back from. But since I get my W-2 income, I'll just put it back on that. Now I just my L is nowhere near an L.
And
It's
is
just
this
back in my
part of your LLC, production and content?
No, this one will soon be, the podcast will go on LLC soon.
Okay, so once that does, the big thing about LLC is now that you claim a content-based company, if you go shopping, film it, go on live, put it up on your store.
Yeah, tax deductible. You can write it off.
Because it's not a part of your
'Cause you
personal
created
shopping. It
content
is a
off
part
of
of
it.
your marketing and content.
Oh shit.
That's where you get to give yourself these titles. If I do construction, what you do on camera doesn't matter.
Yeah.
If you do entertainment, everything you do on camera is now a part of your company.
I put some of the I put the equipment on my last on the taxes, but I did it as I forget what the hell it's called, which isn't really helpful to people, but I told you, what was it? Schedule C.
Schedule C.
I scheduled C to all the equipment. So cuz it's not an LLC, but I scheduled C the equipment. So that's another hack. I mean, we could technically keep Schedule Cing this for the next 5 years.
And then I had an LLC for just my entertainment. So
That makes
Coach
sense why,
Cam Creatortainment is an overall umbrella. So I can claim a contractor partnership with Roofless and still kind of put that onto LLC. But now my LLC, because of that partnership, I sent them 3 pictures of my living room with a clothing rack up there with a couple of my clothes, and I got to deduct that much of my rent from the last 4 months because of my business through my LLC. So there's a lot of ways that becoming financially literate,
Yeah.
learning all these legal, I would say loopholes because it sounds illegal, but this is all legal.
No, it is.
Like people just, you're not taught it because
They don't know about it.
Like we're renting this space. This space is hell expensive right now to rent.
Yeah.
So
Super expensive.
I mean,
But when it comes to
You know.
a company, you own your content.
Yeah.
Everything you see in this content, you currently own the IP to during this
Yeah,
set,
yeah.
so you can still claim that.
exactly. That's what I'm
Even
saying.
though you don't own it, you can claim.
Exactly.
And
So-
I feel like that's a perfect segue since we're talking about business and you brought up Roofless. You got a little something over here. Let me take a look. He brought some goodies for us, everybody.
Oh yes, and this goes back to
These are
learning
real
your
hot right
value
here.
too. Invest in yourself. I know it sounds crazy. People will support you. It might not even be the people you think will support you, but there are millions of people in this world just like you that don't think they can do it, and you prove that they can. So,
So talk to us about your
yeah.
clothing.
And what Roofless means
Yeah.
to you in general,
So,
in a nutshell.
Roofless to me it's really about being a creative. My family is old school. If I didn't have a 9-to-5 job, I was a failure. So I had to kind of prove that me doing things outside of the box was okay, that it was still successful. Being roofless is obviously it sounds like you're ruthless. You don't stop. I'm unapologetically myself, but you're stuck in the situations or the atmosphere that you put yourself in.
Yes,
It's a
sir.
big part of roofless. I got blessed to move around my whole life, so I was never stuck anywhere I was at. I knew I was leaving. So if you go to a hotel, do you click the elevator and go to what roof you're going to or what floor?
Floor.
Yeah.
That's what's supporting you. You can always go up, right? There's a roof there, but you can always step on it. So it's just knowing that there's levels to go in life. Yes, you built a roof for yourself at some point in life. I've had low moments, but that roof that I thought I could never get past, I've stepped levels past that. And so finally realizing that I am roofless. I can be unapologetically myself no matter what craft it is. I found my value.
And keep leveling
And
up at
then
the same
like
time.
the big thing that started it was the phrase, the world loves you, they just don't know it yet.
What does that mean to you?
That means everything, because that was my lie to myself that became my truth to myself. Because I learned about affirmations, and I know it sounds corny at first because I
hell
thought
no.
the same thing, but I used to stand in the mirror and say, the world loves you, they just don't know it yet. 10 times before I left in the morning and 3 times on my way. So I would make sure before I got somewhere I had to say it 3 times in the car. And it's just, I had to tell myself that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. You can't see what I see because I have a whole different vision.
Damn, that's powerful.
You don't hate me, you just don't understand it yet.
Facts.
Once I make this real and you understand it, it's going to change somebody's life. It might not be you, it might not be anybody in this room, but someone that looks like me, thinks like me, or has doubts like I did is going to see that I made it through that, and it's going to change their life. So somebody in this world loves you. They just don't know it yet. You got inspired by somebody, right?
Facts.
What if that person quit before you saw him?
Yeah, he would.
You might not be here.
Yeah.
And so being ruthless is just understanding the ceilings you have now. Not only are you bigger than that by don't limit yourself, but you're so much bigger than the rooms that you're in because there's somebody you don't even know saw you and you changed their whole life.
Bro, that's crazy that you fucking said that because I'm getting a flashback. People that don't know, I'm going to brag on myself a little bit, but I'm kind of bragging on Cam too at the same time because you invited me over to your photo and video shoot where you guys were doing all your new content for all the new pieces you had. And one thing you would do is you come up to people with the camera and be like, what does roofless mean to you? Mm-hmm. I pretty much said that like in like,
Yeah.
you know, like a 3-sentence phrase.
It's almost the same idea, and it's so similar to people because when you think ruthless, you think crazy. You think, oh, I'm going to
Yeah.
keep going. You're mad. I'm not going to stop. And then when you put that concept of being a creative, you don't have ceilings for yourself. If I tell you
can't.
this is your limit, you're going to be petty and prove me wrong.
Exactly.
And that's really what this whole brand has been about is I didn't believe the world loved me, and it took a lot for me to do it.
Yeah.
Like Ronnie, we know the artist, he's on a magazine cover wearing the pants, but that was one of the first people in LA I told, hey, the world loves you. They don't know it yet. Keep going. You're an artist. So many artists want to try to take over their hometown, but they might not like you. If you're from LA and you got an East Coast sound, you might not fit in, but somewhere else over there could get your whole life changed.
Yeah.
And then finally he's like, bro, you got to invest in yourself. Invest in yourself. And then
He's
I
what got
made
you
a
going.
couple pairs of pants for me. A couple people liked them. They bought them. I was like, wow, I can do this. And so it's really just those steps, and people showed me that I am valuable.
And the point that I was getting to when I said, like, when you asked me that, and I just kind of said basically what you just explained, which the video's up there somewhere, we probably clip it in here, but is that the message that you're trying to send is getting through to your audience, obviously, because you had never told me that. That's when you just came up to me and said, what does roofless mean to you? I said it, and I said it based off what you've presented me with and your brand, you know? So that's just like, you know, another little compliment to you. And you're obviously on the right path. You're doing the right stuff. But just like you said, bro, basically like you telling us, don't quit, because the thing that you're trying to put out there, you putting it down, I'm picking it up, you know? And if I'm picking it up, there's a lot of people that know what they do or not.
And that's the beauty in Roofless right now is I'm very unconventional with this. It is a brand nonetheless, but it's a community. I haven't gone out and told people what Roofless is yet, not by myself. I haven't gone out and given it a definition, because my roofless is different from your roofless.
Yeah.
Same from you and same from you. But there's somebody that's going to interpret what I say, and it's going to change their life, and maybe not what y'all say. And same for every single person. So it's really about being a creative. If I'm in fashion, that's still a creative. I have a different mindset than an artist, than a content creator. But I'm still roofless in my own way. The world still loves me and doesn't know. So it's really about breaking down the barriers that people have built with lanes in fashion or being a creative, and building bridges.
That's a great idea, though, because you make it so much more inclusive when you allow for self-interpretation. You know what I mean? My brand is going to mean something to may be different to somebody than it is to somebody else. You know, it's subjective, and that's dope.
What's the creative concept behind Roofless?
What do you mean exactly by that?
So like you have these pants here.
Like, why did it get started? Why the pants?
Yeah. Do you have just pants? Do you have?
Yeah. So Roofless is me being really selfish for the first time.
Okay.
When I was in middle school, high school, I couldn't afford designer. I couldn't afford Foot Locker. I was getting hand-me-downs from one of my mom's friend's sons.
Shout out Payless, bro. People don't talk about that enough.
Bro.
I fucked with the Shacks, bro. Shacks, the Airwalks, bro.
Bro, I was a
lived in Payless when I
Walmart
was
baby.
little.
My basketball shoes came from Walmart. I didn't even get to walk in Payless.
I still rock Target.
Hey, what? Come on. Target got the best sandals, though. Screw Burks. I'm sorry.
They got
Goodfellow?
The
That's-
Goodfellow.
yeah,
Oh, I was just about to say, they got the best white tees. The Goodfellow. You beat me to it, bro.
hey,
Goodfellow
you
right here.
can't play with
I
Kirkland
got
brand, though.
Goodfellow right
Costco where the boss go. But
Ooh.
I have Costco too.
yeah,
Costco,
but
hey, Kirkland, I'm a
Roofless
Kirkland
really
baby.
started. I did a hunt. I'm long. I'm 6'6". Most pants don't cover my ankles. I'm sitting with these not sagging. They're covering my ankles. So I had to go and build something for me. Because with that same aspects, there's a million people out there like me where your thighs don't fit in the pants right, or they don't come long enough. So I went and I built what I needed. I like the flare look, but I don't get people that have it long enough, so it just looks like bell bottoms, and I'm not shaggy. I can't do it. So I had to go and build it. I did my research. Balenciaga back from 2004 to 2012 did a lot of their manufacturing in Pakistan. A lot of that is public knowledge. You can go and research where they get it manufactured. Manufacturing companies obviously boast and flex about who they've worked for. So I went and got the same manufacturer Balenciaga had when I couldn't afford it. Had to make my sweats. And then I really just started pushing through as I couldn't afford getting a lot. So being broke at the time and still being able to provide value, how do I make a limited amount worth maximum? So I just found out, okay, the quality's there. Balenciaga sold it for $350 when I couldn't afford it. And this is back in 2012. $350 in 2012, what, $400 or $500 now?
Facts.
And so if I'm thinking $350, what's the top end I could have ever afforded for it? I was paying $150 for my basketball outfit for travel and all this. I'm like, all right, $100. But with that, you get a piece of my lifestyle. So like, I'm a smoker. Every time you get a pair of pants, there's some weed in the pocket for you. If you don't smoke, obviously I'm gonna message you and ask. It asks you what your age is. If you're not 21 or over, you're not getting nothing in your pockets. That's bad. But it's just making sure people have the access to it. Every limited drop has a giveaway, so you get to be a part of how I feel.
Yeah.
Community. You're building a community.
Will you
Exactly.
remake these? Once the 25's done, it's
Possibly, but it's gonna be a while. So like, I'm big on energy. So my power number's 5. My birthday's the 5th. And so I'm putting everything, there's going to be 5 colors that say the world loves you, they don't know it yet. After that, it goes to the next phrase. And every phrase, I don't care what y'all think. Yes, we'll go later on and be like, oh, submit a phrase and see if it works. These are all phrases that I had to believe in. So I'm going through and hoping that it inspires somebody else. So like you got The World Loves You, they don't know it yet. The next one is the Bodies collection. So one of my good friends, my brothers,
fucking hard.
he said, no nobodies, all somebodies. Period.
No,
Look at the
nobody's.
drawstrings.
All
Say-
somebodies.
We've seen drawstrings
So it's
like this before.
no nobodies, all somebodies. Everybody around you is a somebody in their own lane. If I walk up to you thinking, oh, it's only millionaires matter in here and you don't have $1 million, you just became a nobody to that person. You walk in a whole different room, you might be the head honcho in that room. So it's realizing that it's not about who you're around. It's where, like, it's not about who you think has to value you. It's be where that value is. You got to be appreciated, don't be accepted. And that's a big thing when it comes to making content or giving value.
Being an artist in
Well,
general,
if you
bro.
tell me that alpha men can't listen to each other, there's going to be 20 people that believe it and 20 people that go and fight you on it because they're an alpha.
Yeah, facts.
But then you go and say, you go and prove it, or you give examples of why they can and why they can't. You be open-minded. Everything changes. So it's all about, some people are going to hate you. Bro, we do social media.
So do what you want to fucking do anyways. Do what you love because people
Because
are
like,
going to hate
think
you
about how many
regardless.
times have you had somebody comment something on one of the content videos that has nothing to do with the content, just hating for no reason?
Bro, I think once, but low-key on my creative entrepreneur journey, like I've been blessed. Like I know there has to be someone who talks shit, especially with I have an app coming out, but like there has to be people that hate, but like my close
Okay,
people.
hold on, backtrack. Say that with your chest real quick. You got an app coming out? You shrugged that real quick. I need some confidence in that.
That's what I be telling him, bro. That's what I be telling
No,
him.
that's a big step, bro. And that's
He's a very humble dude, bro. Like one time we were talking about the app and we were talking to somebody. I'm not gonna say his name. He was like a pretty prominent person, and he steps out on his app. The first thing he says about it, oh, it's nothing big, but you know. I'm like, bro, don't pigeonhole yourself. Don't talk about your shit like that.
But just know that your regular is extraordinary to almost everybody else.
Yeah.
I don't live your day to day, so
Yeah.
that's crazy. But
Well, yeah, I don't know. I've been blessed. No, I've been blessed with like the people I have around me because it's nothing but support. And like even and I know I don't know everybody who follows us, but at the same time, like, yeah, we've been blessed to like not get some bullshit commented and some real hate come through. It's been a lot of love. Like I felt a lot of love with everything I've done so far. So
see, that's incredible.
So
And I've been blessed to feel both sides of that.
Yeah.
Luckily with the brand, it's been nothing but love so far, but I've managed artists, I've done events. Obviously, you get hate on both sides.
Yeah.
And then as an artist, I'm sure you felt similar and different at the same time. So everybody's journey is different.
yeah,
I try to just turn it all into fuel. You know what I mean? The positive shit, I'm going to use as fuel. It makes me feel good. The negative stuff, just like you said, somebody tells me I'm not going to do something, I'm a petty motherfucker. But at the end of the day, it's like being petty has a negative connotation. But if you're smart, you can turn anything to your benefit. If somebody tells me something that I can't do it and it's something positive I want to do it, I'm going to be petty enough to go prove them wrong.
So
you
as
know?
a man, how do you turn that into fuel though? How do you do that?
Basically, it's a mindset. And
But like, what do you mean
my
by
my
fuel?
boy
Like, do you
Mandy's
get-
listen now. He gave me another one, a grind set. He called it a grind
Hey.
set. Yeah, he hit me with that one. And who's your boy that told you that? Daniel. Shout out Daniel.
Oh yeah,
But,
Big Danny.
Yeah, but either way, the way that I do it pretty much is I keep. It sounds exhausting if you don't think the way I do, but I'm like I'm a perfectionist. So I'm going to take it as something that's not perfect, and it needs to be perfect, even though that's the lie that I tell myself because nothing's perfect, right? And I know that for a long time in my life I didn't, and it was like pretty much I said it to my detriment because I never had that self-worth because nothing's ever perfect, right? But when I take it in that aspect and I try to use it as fuel, but I know it. So if you're telling a lie to yourself, it's okay as long as you know it's a lie. You know what I'm saying? So I use it. That's the way that I'll use that negative hate. You feel
Hey,
me?
this was a lie until it wasn't. Don't play with me.
yeah.
Nah, but honestly, I wanted to talk about it. He's not capping this fucking this material, this quality. This shit's crazy. I mean, look at the drawstrings. Have y'all ever seen drawstrings like this?
Oh, it's got the hidden flares on it. So I know not everybody's a flare person. Some people want the straight leg, so you got straight leg and
Oh,
flare.
that's hard.
Oh, so you can unzip, bro.
But with that being a creative, think about it. With the zipper, every little inch is a different style, right? You have unlimited style choices. You can,
Bro, he said
if
every
you
inch
walk
that
out,
you pull the
if you
zipper
walk
down
out
the
and
style.
someone's wearing the same pants as you,
Just
I'm
pull 'em
petty.
off.
Mine's flare now. No,
Yeah.
it's different.
And what I'm gonna give you credit for is you put the zipper pockets in there, bro. And I know you a smoker
But hold
for
on,
that.
how
bruh.
deep are the pockets though?
God damn.
I don't like
oh, wait,
losing
there's
things,
something
and I
here.
got big hands. So,
Oh wait,
you know,
there's
it's-
something here. What was here?
Oh, there's always blessings with Roofless.
Oh,
Stop
whoa,
playing.
whoa, 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 whoa. What's up? Okay. I'm acting like this is the first time I've seen it for the audience, but I really opened it up. I really opened it already.
And we've got a PG-13 blessing for the camera. I got
Hey.
There we go.
Okay, so why don't you speak to the people a little bit about what this is right here?
So that kind of follows my journey. Again, it's a selfless or selfish and selfless at the same time. It's an ugly ass rock, but it's a geode. So the days that you feel like your struggle is ugly or you're going through it, you can't get through it, they tell you what, go punch something, break something. Take your ass outside and throw this ugly ass rock on the ground, watch it break, and then see the beautiful crystals that's inside of it, because that's the journey that we all facing right now.
So you're saying there's crystals in here?
You break that open, there's crystals. It's a geode.
You see this,
and
man?
so when I'm big on energy, so if you're big on energy, do your research. Geodes hold a lot of power as well, but it's trying to understand your journey. Like you guys asked, did you ever hit rock bottom? Yeah, and sadly, that was my breakthrough. I'm blessed and cursed by that. Some people have that journey to where they don't have to hit a rock bottom to break through. They just wake up and be like, damn, I did it. That's still okay. Not everybody in LA that's a celebrity has a homeless story, but there's a lot of them.
Yeah, facts.
So like everybody's journey works. So I mean, Roofless is all about inspiring y'all to keep doing what you're doing unapologetically.
And he got some
your energy
got some
inspires me
motivational
for
quotes
sure.
in here and shit. I appreciate that, bro. For real. You know what?
I
No,
appreciate
I
that.
got some for you.
No, this is my
Because-
favorite compliment ever. So I'll please repeat that
yeah,
one.
your energy inspires me, bro, because like I am on this journey where like I really, you know, this is where I'll step out of being humble. Like I am very selfless, and recently I realized I really need to be selfish. Like I got to be, and especially with the app coming to launch soon, like I gotta focus, I gotta lock in, I gotta just be like, no, I cannot do that. And just hearing you, watching you, it's just like. It
motivating.
shows someone who had like who was, because and the thing is you tie it all back to being selfless, and that's where I want to go. I want to be, you know, I am selfless, but I need to be selfish. But I
how
wanna
many
go back
apps
to
can this
being
people
selfless.
help, or how many people can this app help? So you
Well,
got me excited.
It's a dating app, so we're gonna help.
So it can help a lot of
Yeah,
people,
so
right?
That's what I'm telling you.
We're
So
gonna bring
this is
love
a man
together for real.
Selfish,
This is a
and
man
I
you
don't
need to
hear
talk
from
to
you for
about
6 months because you're making that perfect.
Yeah.
And I'm one person you can help. Maybe you got 10 friends you ignore. If you don't help 10 people for 6 months, but you can go and help at least what, a couple thousand, couple 100,000 with that app.
Yeah, couple million. But
Is that selfless at that point
yeah,
in the back end? And that's what I had to learn.
yeah, exactly.
That's what you're starting to see now
yeah.
is in your lane. Not everybody around you is the perfect fit for what you got to do.
And that gives you the incentive to do what you need to do for yourself
Yeah,
by tying it back to the selfless point. So you know that's like, you know, I may be holding out now, but it's for something greater later. It'll always be greater later. That's what my pops always told me. You know what I mean?
I like that.
And you know,
But no,
I
stay
tell
on
them
that.
same
Put your
shit all the
chest out.
time.
You were on it.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
being humble. Building that app, it's different, right?
Yeah, it's different.
What was that journey like for you? First, how did you think it was even
Well,
realistic to
You
build
see
an
how
app?
he flipped the interview?
Yeah.
You see
No,
that's my boy. That's
no,
why they
because
call
I
him
was
Coach
just
Cam.
thinking
Hey,
that.
we on his podcast
I'm
now.
interested now because building an
real,
app
bro.
sounds so crazy to me until I learned about AI and like had nerdy people around me that taught me.
Bro.
It seemed unrealistic. Like
Yeah.
you had to be a millionaire
So-
or be a big company to do it. How did you even get the balls to do it, bro? The confidence to say, I can do this.
Bro, so
passed
this
that glass to
morning,
Cam.
so I'll start this morning for real for the like I
sir.
received an email from a possible collaborator.
Oh, I got to talk about this after.
You know we will,
That's
bro.
hella tempting, bro.
Just
No, but this is the
It's a
man I
task.
really wanted to introduce
Yeah.
him to you to talk about that because
so
he's
this
just
morning
in
I
the space
received
like
an
that.
email from a collaborator. This started back in like almost a year ago, and we have the launch event in June, and we're trying to host a big 300-person party for the launch event. We need to collaborate with an alcohol distributor.
Got you already. I am one.
I'm not gonna say who it is right now because I want it to come to fruition first. But I kid
you
you
can
not.
s- you can
No,
say it.
I won't say.
No,
who
no,
it
no.
is.
Just edit it out.
No,
I
keep
won't
that
say.
energy. Keep that energy. That's yours until it's everyone's.
But bro, tears immediately in my eyes. Like, it's crazy because it was just like you're just sitting there and you see them respond and they're like, yeah, like what do we need to do to move forward? And it's
Bro,
like
it's coming. I see the confidence in your
craziest
eyes.
fucking thing to like happen. But basically, it started like just a year ago. I was just thinking about it and just thought about it. And I'm very impulsive. And I got off the phone with the first guy that was like, yeah, I'll do this with you. Or like, I'll give you money for it. And as soon as I hung up, dove straight into developers. I hit up like 10 developers that day. I was on the phone within 2 hours. And it just started going. Like I had a security deposit down in like a week and a half once I like started like brainstorming and making sure this was a move. And it just went. the idea just kept flowing. I put together a team, and they're the greatest we've had them before. So
how was that first feeling of that first person saying, yeah, this can happen? No, I like this. Because until then, it was just an idea, bro. It was a concept.
I think a lot of people, I say a lot of shit. And not saying I say a lot of shit, don't
you just
do
admitted
it, but
to being impulsive. Like, you have a lot of
like,
incredible ideas that don't necessarily get acted on.
Like this podcast, I was just like, yeah, I'm going to do it. And like, I've said the story, like, I was just like, buy all the gear. And then I was like, fuck, what did we just set ourselves up for? But look at it now. You know what I'm saying? So like, same with the app. It was just like, I'm going to do this. And I know people were like, what the fuck? But it's literally happening now. There's a marketing team. It's an official LLC. There's a website. There's
setting up launch events, everything.
There's blogs. It's all coming together. And it feels good now. You know, like once the collaboration like gets finalized and the launch event happens, like, bro, there's no roof.
He's been putting in a lot of work on this.
It truly is.
There's no roof.
Here's a big thing in growth that people forget about. You understand you're going to have to stress again because you're about to get even bigger, right?
Yeah.
Most people think you get that first level up and it's done.
More money, more problems.
Well, you're thinking bigger picture, right?
He told me yesterday, he was like, this is a small win. And I was like, well, one, I knew it was a win. And I don't like celebrating much things. I do like celebrating things, but not anything I do. And that's just, and that probably goes back to being selfless. Like anything I do, I don't want to celebrate.
It's difficult.
Like he told me yesterday.
You feel like an asshole, right? You feel like,
yeah, he told me yesterday at dinner, like, bro, this is like, what's wrong? And my sister's happy because, you know, she's part of it. And I was just like, I don't think we won here. And he told me, he was like, this is a small win. And he needed to tell me that because it reminded me like, this is a small win. It's not until the event happens and the event's done that it's like, that was a big win.
And it's basically like,
right now, it's just a small win.
This is just the beginning.
And
you know what I mean?
think about this right here,
That's a
too.
good thing, bro. You got so much to look forward to with this shit.
Think
and
about
your hard work coming to fruition for real, bro.
Think about the rooms you sit in, bro. Every person here is successful. You couldn't be cocky to me if you wanted to. Yeah. Brag all day long. Yeah. Congratulations. I'm going to learn from it and be inspired. That's what people got to start realizing. You put yourself in areas where you're still being humble, telling people what you've done. Because you don't walk up and say, hey, I'm better than you. Why? It's, hey, I've done this. Yeah. Because with me, probably everybody in this room, even people behind the camera, if they know everything you do, I guarantee we have at least one or two ways we can help you grow and you can help us grow. Mm-hmm. And that's a big part of what community can do when you really open it up. Yeah. And you're an app dating. Yeah. That's damn near what my clothes is. I'm dating a top and a bottom. Like you asked earlier, it's only pants until I have a company that wants to collaborate for a shirt. So now I have to have this and this together for me to ever have a shirt. So it's just forcing community. And then dating is crazy, bro. You jumped into love life. Ooh. Yeah.
Either people gonna hate you or they gonna love you or both.
Is the app name out yet?
Yeah, quality and quantity.
Ooh, quality and quantity.
QQ.
Yeah, QQ.
Hey, I'm gonna find my wifey on there. Watch. Yeah. I'm gonna have a QQ wedding.
hey, that would be hard. A QQ sponsored wedding. Yeah, that shit's a different level.
Maybe that's a thing.
All the way outdoors, roofless wedding. QQ sponsor.
Hey, maybe that's a thing. Maybe QQ sponsors the first wedding from the app,
bro.
Hey,
that'd be hard.
Can we build a clothing dating app where we put fits together for them?
Bro, we
could
talk after about this, but we could.
That might.
What I was gonna say,
have to get cut.
hey, Cam, would you design me a tux for my wedding?
No questions.
Roofless wedding, boy. Yeah. That shit would be
crazy.
hard. Not that I'm getting married anytime soon. I'm married to the money, baby.
Hey, that's the only thing we chase in 2024.
Right now. Sorry, Sierra.
Damn. Well, shit.
That's his sister who helped him with the app, though.
Yeah. Really?
Who's also my girl. You met her already.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they both been working on it, bro. Brother and sister is something that I've seen, and then
how does that feel building with your family?
It feels good knowing that, like, part. Yeah. I mean, it's good. It
still has its
ups and
downs.
Family
ups and downs.
Yeah.
But you guys know each other so well. It's like you can never communicate with a different business partner the way you do with her, and like she knows exactly what you mean. You know, before you probably even get it out.
That she's right sometimes, huh?
Oh no, she's right all the time. Bro, I literally text her.
Wow, that's growth. I couldn't tell my sister that.
Definitely editing this part out of the podcast. She cannot hear that she's right all the time.
When I need emails, I'll just tell her what's on my mind, and then the email comes to me and I send it out.
Bro, she's like a superhero with that shit, bro. She's
having people that really know you and know how your mind works, work with you is incredible.
Exactly.
Facts. And that, honestly, circling it back to you, that's what you do the best, bro. That's really what you can do. You're almost like a chameleon in that way. You go into a room, you become the room. You start making Roofless, you become Roofless, because it all starts from being genuine too. At the end of the day, the qualities you have, if you were like mean-spirited, mean-hearted, it'd be called manipulative, right? But you're not, so it's called. It's like networking, is skill building, it's relationship building.
It's understanding some people's superpowers aren't mine, bro. Everybody wants to have a superhero team. I need an Avengers. Sheesh. Iron Man doesn't do what Superman does, bro. Spider-Man doesn't do the same thing that the Green Lantern does. The Hulk doesn't do the same thing nobody else does, but they all work together because they all have a different thing that fits. Like, let's think everywhere. I don't have a podcast, so if I give you things that can help you as a podcast, how are you stepping on my toes? As an artist, I don't make music. How are you stepping on my toes? But I know at least 20, 30 people I meet every week are going to have things that can help you and not me, but I'm just going to gatekeep them because I want to be better than everybody.
Instinctually,
and it's
that's
just
what it feels right to do.
Yeah,
I
and
guess.
it's crazy how people think that, but I've had so many relationships come through an accidental third party just help. It's like, oh, hey, here's one of my people. Go connect there because I think y'all can help. And they do the same thing for me on the back end on accident. I'm not expecting it, but building relationships builds everything. And it also comes to being transparent to you and being like authentic.
Genuine, yeah.
I love Hennessy. I throw events, okay, so I got to be able to drink with everybody because people like to take shots when they meet you at events.
Yep.
So I got to be able to drink and still carry myself, right? So me and Hennessy got a real nice relationship. So when it came to marketing, the way I was like, all right, I'm going to make sure that I'm pushing this as much as possible. I sent my manufacturer a picture of a bottle of Hennessy. I said, I need these colors. This is me. Also, every time I'm drinking, I got to post something about the pants because it's the Henny Browns.
And that's perfect
Henny.
branding, bro. It's perfect branding. And really that,
perfect personal branding.
Exactly.
If you don't drink alcohol, definitely don't take that approach. It's not going to help.
And at the end of the day, that's really what branding is. It's something that's personal to you, but that you package in a way that's digestible to the rest of the world. You know what I mean? Damn, that sounded kind of smart. Clip that.
It sounded really smart.
But at the end of the day,
big captions on that.
How much time we got left? We're good? Huh? Okay. Well, I just wanted to make sure you said 5 minutes. I was going to, bring us out if we had to. Don't worry about it. Well, how much time do we got left? Pass? Okay, it's pass.
Just go.
Well, either way, I wanted to make sure. All right, but
that was right there.
Yeah, but either way,
cut now.
Well, I just wanted to make sure. He's doing an hour. He's doing an hour. I want to be, mindful of the guy's time. But I mean, we could just wrap it up right now. Obviously, we could talk all fucking day long, and we probably will still. We got a lot.
Oh yeah, and there's always conversations to have. Too.
I got before we close it out, when's the next drop? What's coming next for Roofless?
So, big thing with Roofless is I've officially sold out of the first 3 colorways, which is crazy to me. So the giveaways are all dropping. So you guys, all the people that supported me, yes. I'm gonna support back. But it's 2024. We lost Kobe recently, but being in LA, Kobe's a big piece of everything that this culture has. I was a basketball player. One of my favorite Kobe jerseys is the MPLS baby blue and yellow one. So I have a colorway that matches that jersey coming for 2024 drop. It's only right. I got one more of the black colorway coming. And so it's really just I'm finally getting those options. I'm very excited. I just announced my investors plan. So I just pitched out and I got a couple people that are willing to invest. And a big thing here, your friends are able to invest in you. They don't have to be a part of your team. They can put money in. All right, if they want to buy a whole thing, they can be investors. So only people who invest in me is people that have actually supported me already. Okay. So it's finally opening up my eyes to seeing what I can do. I got Lakers tickets I'm about to give away for actually this pair right here that just sold out. So one person's going to get a Lakers ticket plus one to go to me to the game. And it's really just building community.
So it'll be you, somebody who wins, and then they could take a +1.
Yep, and they get a guest because not everybody's going to have fun sitting with me the whole time. I'm annoying.
I would.
It's going to be crazy because your food and drinks is covered by me too. But
definitely buying those pair.
Shit.
Oh, your whole experience. And that's the big thing is it's being roofless, feeling roofless. Not all of us get to feel like a superstar, but I want to try to make someone do that all the time. And then networking is a big part with community. We have mansion takeovers. We'll have a private chef in there, and everybody that owns a pair, you're welcome for free. I'll take care of y'all. The goal is for you to leave with an opportunity. So go talk to everybody in there. It's not a photo shoot, but we're going to have video and media there, so you still feel like a superstar. But you're really just there to live, be you, be authentically you. And a big thing that, I'll say it. I officially got the go-ahead from Penn State the licensing go ahead to use their logo and their university lettering and font. For the world loves either the logo or PSU, Penn State. They just don't know it yet, and that'll go in their student store.
Let's get a little round of applause.
Oh, yeah.
So like it's
go.
man, I appreciate you. It's moving quick and it's incredible.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
So-
no, it really is.
Damn.
Shit.
But I
Penn
mean,
State.
it started with 25 pairs, and then people told me I needed more, and I finally did it. It hurt the first time; I couldn't afford it, and then I saw that okay, it's bigger than me. So when I had to make it work, I figured out I
Yeah,
can
you
make
gotta-
it
you
work,
gotta do
and
what
then
you
so
gotta
it made me bigger than myself, but it also taught the same thing to a lot of people. So it's inspiring.
Damn. Well, shit, we appreciate you for coming on.
Oh
That
man, I
was-
appreciate
that was
y'all. I know
amazing.
I could talk up a storm. So
Yeah.
I
Oh,
know we
there's
missed a
gonna be a
couple
part
things,
That's
but
gonna
man,
be a
part two.
I
That's
love
the
what we
one
had.
thing
I'm glad.
With podcasts, sometimes you want them to be 4 hours, and it's just the way it goes.
Either way, this hour went by
Yeah.
like 10 minutes.
I know it did.
Yeah.
I
It
told
really
you
did.
it was going to,
Yeah,
didn't I?
Yeah.
But either way, we really appreciate you coming on,
Yeah.
Coach Cam, my
Oh, man,
boy.
anytime.
Obviously, you're doing a lot of good things in the world. We are honored to witness them, and we waiting, bro. So
Part
either
two
way, we
LA.
appreciate it.
Oh yeah. Oh, and last thing I got to sign off. Yo, homies brand is designer too. Remember that. All right. Wear your peoples as much as possible.
Amen.
Yes, sir.
I like
If you'll
that.
pay whatever for Louis and you never met Virgil, go shake hands with the real designer if your homie has a brand. All right. Put value in your people. Put value in yourself.
Appreciate it. Thank you guys.
All right, that's a pod. Appreciate you, man.